All right, just about that time of the year. And if you're a fan of the Hallmark Christmas movies, you are getting spoiled this year. They are premiering more than 40 new ones, and one of them has ties to our area. It premieres tomorrow night based on a series by local best-selling author Debbie Macomber. And Debbie, good morning to you. So good to have you with us this morning.
Oh, thank you, Bill. It's so good to be with you.
Yeah, so this is the latest in your Mrs. Miracle series, and if people don't know about the series, tell us about it and the basic concept.
Well, the concept actually came from scripture from Hebrews 13:2, which says, we should be careful in entertaining strangers because in doing so, we may entertain an angel without knowing it. And before he died, my father saw an angel, and so that kind of inspired me to move ahead.
That's great, and it's worked out pretty well for you, I would say. You were telling me in the break that you now have 7 pieces of your work have been transformed into films. Now, that must be incredibly exciting for you.
That's the dream of every author, is to see their work on screen. It's always a joy, but when you give a project to a movie company, it's theirs. As my husband says, one time I was very disappointed in how a movie turned out, and he has a very succinct way of explaining things to me. He said, "Debbie, the check cleared." So you have to give it to him.
Exactly right. And so on this particular movie, which premieres tomorrow at 7 o'clock, right, on the Hallmark Channel?
That's correct, a Mrs. Miracle Christmas.
Okay, so what tell us a little bit about this one and what we can expect.
Well, because I haven't read the screenplay, which is unusual because I almost always do, I'm not sure how they've adapted it, but the book is based on a couple that are going through infertility, and our son and his wife had infertility problems, and it is a real struggle. And their grandmother is living with them, and her name is Helen, and Helen is having early stages of dementia. And Mrs. Miracle, they feel they have to hire somebody to stay with her during the day while they work. And she's very positive. Helen is very positive that this couple will have their baby. And Mrs. Miracle comes in as the daycare keeper, to watch over Grandma. And she spreads a little Christmas magic while she's there.
And you've written quite a few different books about Christmas. What makes the holiday so special for you?
There's such an attitude about Christmas. It's more than a season of the year. I just think that this is the closest that we are to heaven at Christmas time. It's just a season where people have a more charitable heart, where they look to, family becomes more important. And, I just want to give everybody a reason to relax and enjoy the holidays. And I love writing about Christmas.
I think it is just so cool, and I love to see your continued success. It just keeps on rolling. What's next for you?
Oh, always things are good. I've always got books in the works. The next book is coming out this summer, and it's called The Best Is Yet to Come. And I think that's just perfect because I'm thinking about retiring a little bit, easing into it. So the best for me is yet to come, too.
Fantastic. Well, we wish you the very best, and thanks for joining us this morning, Debbie Macomber.
Oh, thank you, Bill.
Okay, a Mrs. Miracle Christmas premieres tomorrow night on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries, 7 o'clock our time.